Today I'm going to show you some design suggestions for usability improvements to Drupal. They are largely rooted in the problems found in the usability studies that were performed last year. So today I'm going to show one, a solution to the overwhelming admin interface, and two, disappearing content. And along those lines, I'm also going to show some recent thinking on input filters that was posted to Drupal, to groups.drupal.org. Also, a little widget for updating content. And last, users having trouble distinguishing between the admin and what's shown to the outside world. And I'll do that through a couple things, one of which is I think it's important that we probably create a separate theme just for the admin interface. There are probably better ways to do it, but I think that that's a low-cost solution that could have big improvements. And last, an ability to preview. Some of this work is based off of some really great ideas presented in groups.drupal.org. If you haven't been there already, I highly suggest you go there. So like for example, my first one here, overwhelming admin interface, my work is largely built off of some wonderful work that Roy and team did. Their thinking thankfully lined up very nicely to some pencil sketches that I had on my desk, so I'm largely just running with their work rather than reinventing the wheel and just putting some of my own thoughts on it. So why don't I show you what all this means. So here we have a revised admin interface where you can click on each one of these and expanding collapse. You see right now our website is expanded to see additional information that are in there. And again, this is just a prototype. This would ultimately have a bunch more things pumped into it. And you can see that the admin interface over here directly parallels this. So you could click admin, which is what we're on now, and work through the interface here, or you could just expand website building and click site information without ever even hitting this page. And so if you do click admin and you're looking for an overall cap of this stuff, this information may not be helpful enough to you. You may not know what a block is or what a module is, and so you can click on show descriptions, which will then give you a short text as to what that actually is. So for advanced users that know what they're doing, they might default it to this, versus new users it would be defaulted, or they could expand to that. Maybe it would be defaulted, I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about that too much. I think it's nice and clean like this, so as long as we find in testing that users can find this link, then maybe we'd be fine defaulting and not showing it. So that's a quick change. Outside of Yorroy's, I put in this description, and I think I changed this from settings to preferences, but feel free to look around groups.drupal.org and comment if you think this should be done in a different way. I imagine I'm going to be posting this video up to that very post when I'm done. The next thing I worked on was where did my content go, and right now if you were to create content, by the time when you clicked submit, you would just get a confirmation saying that the content was created, but there's no real direct means to see the content that you just created, which I think is somewhat rooted in users don't understand the difference between the admin and the outside world, whereas they kind of just want to see what that looks like. What did I just create? What does it look like? So here if we come over and we click on page, we're going to take you to the create page, which is already populated. It's a smoke and mirrors prototype. And I mentioned that there was some work going on in the input formats. So we've kind of taken the jargon out of it, just left that format, and you could change this drop-down box and see the different formats and what they all mean there. After clicking save here, rather than just see just a confirm, we're going to show you the actual page that you created. And if that's not enough, you could click preview and see what that might look like if you weren't the admin. So you see, as I mentioned, it has a different theme. The admin interface right now is themed with Garland, and your site is themed with this default Acquia Marina site that Acquia puts out. The Szeged design team had put forward this notion of Instead of seeing the page that you just created, give them the conform and list all the content that was in the system, which I think is helpful, but I think users really want to see the information that they just created versus a line item of what was just created. But nonetheless, it may be good to do that. So what I do is I put in this link here where they could do view all content. And so that would take them into the admin interface under content where they could see all the content that was put in the system. And the last thing I did here was, if you look on Drupal today, there is a widget that allows you to update or delete content, but it's, if my memory serves me correctly, it's down, it's either at the top of the page or down the bottom page, but it's kind of disconnected from the content itself. So I tried bringing these two in line with this little quick widget. So if you wanted to update this content or delete it, you'd click the check marks, pull this to delete, and click update, and that piece of content would go away. And that's it. Hope you liked the presentation.